Never run out of battery again with the INIU portable charger, the slimmest 10,000 milliamp hour power bank that keeps your devices charged on the go. Stay powered up wherever you go. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Series source: The Fall of Gregg Wallace. So, we've all been there. A career seemingly built on a foundation of charm and charisma, but behind the scenes, allegations of misconduct and questionable behavior are about to come crashing down. Welcome to the story of Gregg Wallace, the beloved MasterChef host who's found himself at the center of a massive scandal. It all started back in 2018 when Gregg was disciplined by the BBC for making an inappropriate comment on a young woman he met while working on a quiz show. He'd said she was brilliantly clever, strikingly attractive, and that he thought she'd do well in life. Sounds harmless, right? Wrong. The BBC deemed it improper, and Gregg was sent on a course to learn how to communicate with younger people without crossing any boundaries. Fast forward 7 years, and Gregg found himself at the epicenter of a massive investigation into his conduct on MasterChef. 13 women had made formal complaints about him, alleging that he'd engaged in wrong and sexualized behavior during filming. Now, we know from our previous episodes on Series Source that these allegations can be pretty serious, but it's worth noting that Gregg has always maintained his innocence. The problem is, Gregg's past behavior had already caused some controversy back in 2018. He'd stopped socializing with young people altogether, citing anxiety and a fear of being complained about. It was a clever move, really. By becoming a social recluse, he avoided any further potential incidents. But as we all know, secrets have a way of coming out eventually. Now, Gregg's facing the consequences of his actions, or rather, inactions. He stepped down from MasterChef 5 months ago, and it looks like his career is hanging in the balance. The investigation into his conduct has been ongoing, but finally, the results are in. We can expect to see a full report next month, which we'll be keeping a close eye on. So, what's behind Gregg's behavior? Was he always this way, or did something trigger it? It's clear that he's not the same man he was 7 years ago, but the question remains, how far has his fall been, and can he ever climb back up? We'll be keeping an eye on this story as it unfolds, and we'll bring you all the latest updates from Series Source. In the meantime, let's take a look at some of the key points in Gregg Wallace's career that led us to where we are today. Gregg Wallace has been a household name for years, hosting MasterChef, Celebrity MasterChef, and other popular cooking shows. But behind the scenes, allegations of misconduct had been simmering. 13 women came forward with complaints about his behavior on MasterChef, alleging that he'd engaged in wrong and sexualized behavior during filming. The investigation into Gregg's conduct has been ongoing for months, but finally, the results are in. We can expect to see a full report next month, which we'll be keeping a close eye on. But one thing's for sure, Gregg Wallace's career is hanging in the balance, and only time will tell if he can recover from this scandal. In our previous episodes on Series Source, we've explored some of the most shocking scandals to hit the entertainment industry. We've looked at the Me Too movement, celebrity cheaters, and more. But never have we seen a story like Gregg Wallace's. It's a cautionary tale about how quickly things can go wrong when you're in the spotlight. As we move forward with this story, it's clear that there are many questions still unanswered. What triggered Gregg's behavior? How far has his fall been, and can he ever climb back up? We'll be working tirelessly to get to the bottom of this scandal, and we'll bring you all the latest updates from Series Source. So stay tuned for more on this developing story. It's going to be a wild ride, folks.